We back with another episode of Dad Can't We Talk. We at episode 28. And I'm your host, Anthony Ray. And today, I'm with Coach E. Coach E. Will, man. Me and this brother we go back some years, man.
Yes, sir.
I was just looking at this little picture that we had from high school graduation back in 07. And
old now, bro.
when I look at the picture, man, I'm just like, dang. Boy, we done came a long way, man. It's been 07, we 13 years out now?
We deep in it, man.
Man,
Deep in it.
real deal deep, man. And as I'm looking at the picture and it hit me in that moment, I'm like, dang, my boy was like already in fatherhood
Oh, yeah.
at that time, and it just made me like really, it took my respect level up a whole other level for you, because as I'm looking at the picture, I'm like, me in that picture?
Yeah.
Me? Boy, I would have been a total, like, man, I just couldn't imagine knowing what fatherhood is now and knowing what you had to be going through at that time. You know, I'm just like, me, I was old innocent little kid, I go back to the house, play video games all day.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man, and so just looking at that picture, man, I'm just like, dang, that's real, because I can only imagine, the things that you were facing at that time opposed to what I was facing at the time. And like I say, man, you one of those dads that I really respect, because I know, you may not have been a perfect dad just like me, but, to see where you are today and to see that you're still standing and to see that you're handling your business, bro, like that's something that I really, 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 truly, I respect that, bro. And so I say I got to get my boy on here, because I know he got some stuff, and I like to learn from other dads. I like to learn from people that I believe have more experience than what I have, in this fatherhood game, man. So y'all welcome to the show, Eric Williams.
What's
How you
going
feeling,
on,
bro?
man? You know it. Same old, man.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off of what my boy's saying is just, to a lot of people our age, I feel like, man, me and Vince Brown, we kind of set that tone, man. There's a lot of people, had kids around that age, but, a lot of us was just seeing people not being in their kids' life heavy, being involved, sacrificing everything you got going on for your kid, and, like I said, so at that young age like that, man, dealing with that, just kind of set that tone to know, like, hey, every step of the way for my kids, I want to be there, man.
That's
you
real.
Know what I'm saying? I need to be able to see everything. I need to be able to teach them everything, how to be a man. Because I got all boys, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm 5 deep now.
Yeah.
That was back then, it's just me and Lil E.
Yeah.
But, like I said, you try to do everything possible, for them kids to, not deal with the things you had to deal with, growing up. It's rough, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's rough. But, especially having a kid at a teenage, in your teenage years, you don't get to do a lot of things that everybody else able to do. But, if you do get in that situation, it's not the end of the world. I tell people that all the time. I don't recommend it for nobody just because, if you a dad like me, you going to sacrifice everything. You know? So, like, I played ball, I played football, and it got to a point where I was like, I need to be with my child. You know what I mean? So I kind of gave my dream up. Make sure that he was comfortable. Make sure that he was good all the way.
That's real.
So it don't stop anything, but it definitely slow you down. You know what I mean? Slow you down.
Real.
slow a lot of things down. When we found out, I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, dang. But you know, it's just like anything else, man. You gotta do what you gotta do for these kids, cause they the future, you know, and they what's gonna carry your legacy on. You know, they what's gonna keep this world going. They gonna take care of you eventually. You know, when you get to that age, man. So it's just a lot with the fatherhood, man. Especially like I said, us as black men, we don't really get respected for the things that we do. You know, we don't get the pat on the back. We don't get the, you know, grand big old Father's Days and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, all of us, I feel like I can speak for everybody from that. But like everybody, you know, get that appreciation by your kids setting them goals and kind of getting to them goals with you helping them. You know what I mean? So
that's real.
You know, it's just more of a, you know, man, that is deep. It's deep.
Yeah.
Fatherhood is deep,
Yeah.
man. A lot of people don't understand it, man. And it's real deep, and it's more. It take a village, of course. You know what I'm saying? Definitely take a village, man. But you know, you gotta hold your ground. You gotta install your morals into your child, man, and you have to, you know, put them on that right path. You know,
that's real.
No matter what age you is, 15, 16,
hey,
you know, 40, whatever it is,
straight
man.
up.
But like I say, to all the kids that's out there, you know, it's not ideal, you know, to have no kids when you a kid. Don't, you know, like I said, ain't no rush into it, man. Definitely establish yourself first. Do what you need to do, you know, and you know, so your kid don't have to see certain things, you know.
Yes,
and that's the thing about it, you know. That's why, like, they say, hey, get married and, you know, all of this stuff before you have a child. It's not, you know, a lot of people religious, a lot of people, you know, but it makes sense because you more established. You got that foundation. You got everything, you know, in order, you know, when you do that. You know, instead of being out here willy-nilly, you know, I said, I had a little E up there fam with me, man.
Yeah.
He had fam you with me, you know. So we up there wilding, you know what I'm saying, together. So, you know, it was crazy, man. Like I said, it was crazy. But like I said, he kept me level-headed, motivated. And that's the plus about it, you know. It just at a young age, I was way more focused than most people my age. You know what I'm saying?
I know I wasn't even thinking, boy. I had never thought about no child. It was just, and that's why I say I got so much, and I like that you brought up Vince. And Vince, boy, if you listen to this, boy, I need you on here.
Oh, yeah.
Because I looked at you and Vince, and I'm just like, I respected the fact that y'all ain't just have y'all children, but y'all were like, y'all look like y'all were like real deal involved dads, bro. Like, and I was just like, when I tell you I respect that, bro, especially knowing what I know now. Even back then, it was like, damn, brother, I like that. But now that I know what I know now, and I know everything that goes into it, bro, I'm like, bro, I don't even know, man. I probably would have folded up under that pressure, bro. You know, real talk.
A lot of people do.
Yeah, and that's what I love so much about y'all boys, man, because, you know, I see where y'all come from, man, and I know what goes into that, and it ain't, you know, for any young man out there that will listen to this, man, y'all might see what E Will got going on, and it might look good, you know, to see the pictures of him and his children and his wife and all that stuff. And it might look sweet. But I guarantee you, listen to me.
Yes, sir.
It ain't sweet, bro. You know, it ain't a life that is easy. And, man, listen, do what you got to do. Establish yourself, you know. Now, if it happened, it happened. Take care of that, you know, and make sure you do what you got to do to take care of your children. But if you can prevent that, do that, you know, because you don't want to get yourself in a position to where, you know, your children has to see certain type of things that they really wouldn't have to if you didn't put them in that position. But all in all, man, like I say, man, I respect y'all boys, man. I got this question right. This is one of my first questions I really like to get into in the podcast. I like to know, what was your relationship like with your own dad?
My relationship, man, it was great, man. Like I said, my dad, growing up, just I always wanted to be, you know, around my dad. I always wanted to be, you know, with him. You know what I mean? But you know, I had other siblings as well too. But you know, like I said, I'm still him to this day. I talk to my dad every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was a real, you know, daddy's boy. You know what I mean? And you know, a lot of stuff, like I said, just in and out. My dad was in and out of prison. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my life, so I got different spurts, you know, with him. So it's like, you know, I done seen the good times and the bad times, you know, but the morals that he taught us through life, I take that today, and, you know, that's why I'm the father. I'm the man, period, that I am, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I take a lot of things from him. And, you know, if anybody ever meet him, they'll be like, yeah, boy, he just like that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, like a hard parenting style, you know, discipline, structure with my family and everything, man. It's just like I get that from my father because, you know, I seen everything that he did, all the sacrifices that he made. At the end of the day, it was all for us. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people turn their back on their parents or whatever when they go through certain things, or hey, you keep getting locked up, or you keep doing this, you keep doing that. But you got to understand the true meaning behind why certain people do certain things, you know? And like I said, with my pops, man, everything he did for us. You know, it was for the family. You know
Straight
what I
up.
mean? Like, so, yeah, man, that's my boy. To this day, we got a different relationship now. You know, now we older. You know, I can talk to him about everything. You know, he my counselor. He everything, you know, for me. So it's different, way different than when I was a kid. Of course, my dad was on us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, he you know, now it's just like, whoa, you know, we can sit back, shoot. He threw him and Bobby's through my bachelor party, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, we doing it all.
Yeah.
But definitely, man, that's my boy. A1, definitely, man.
All right. And see, that's stuff that I think a lot of times we don't hear in the black community. We don't hear the stories of the dads that were influential in their children's lives. You know, a lot of times we only focus on the dads that weren't there.
Yep.
You know,
Too much, man.
we hear it too much. And for me, that was one thing that made me want to do the podcast, because it's like, okay, yeah, I understand that there are a lot of dads out there that were absentee,
Right.
you know, and that's okay. We understand that, but man, I know too many other daddies out here that ain't that. You know, so I feel like at times we get a bad name because of something that, you know, somebody else did.
Right.
And so I say, man, you know, I'm going to bring the daddies on here, you know, on the podcast, and let them tell their own story, because just like that right there, hearing that story from you about your dad, and I know it's real.
Right.
You know, and we need to hear more of that. You know, we need to hear more of the stories of the good daddies, you know, the fathers that really influenced their sons and really helped them out, because like I said, I don't think we hear it enough. So you talked about it when you first was talking, but like what was like that first thought you had when you found out, like, man, I'm about to be a daddy? Like, what was like that first initial
I ain't
thought?
gonna lie to you, man. Like, man, like I said, you know, at the end of the day, you know what you doing when you doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you know the consequences behind it. But it's so much realer, man. You know, when when you find out. And like I said, it don't really hit me. You know, it's just like, okay, wow, what we gonna do? You know, type of thing. You know, so you kind of figuring out what you gonna do first. You know,
Yeah.
with me being so young, I was 15, 16. So with me being so young, it was like, hey, what we gonna do? We gonna keep this baby or not? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was more of the not with me. You know,
Yeah.
so I was like, hey, listen, like, nah, we can't do this right now. You know, but you know, with her mom's being, you know, real religious and stuff, she was
Yeah.
like, nah, y'all gonna have to do this. And you know, it was what it was. But the icing on the cake for me though, like, she had to go to the hospital. And went to the hospital, and that was the first time she was, you know, probably a month or two or whatever, you know, real early on, you know, with us just finding out basically, really. And man, I heard the baby heartbeat on there.
Yeah.
And it was over after that.
Yeah.
Man. It was over after that, man. That got me. You know what I mean? It got me. And like I said, the whole time I knew it was a boy too. You know,
Yeah.
like I knew it in my head, and I just felt it, and I was just like, man, you know, all right, E, you gotta do what you gotta
Yeah.
do. You know what
Straight
I'm saying? It's like I said, it's crazy. It's a crazy feeling, but it's a lovely feeling as well too. Cause like I said, man, we don't be on earth. We don't live forever, but that's the only way we able to live on earth
Yeah.
forever. You know what I mean? It's just through our bloodline, man. So, you know, when you have a kid and you have more kids and they, you know, and that's the reason why I named my son what I named him, because like I said, and I preach that to him as well too. It's just like, when you have a son, it need to be this way. We need to go all the way to the
Yeah.
Eric Williams the 20th. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yeah.
Just to kind of live on that legacy, man. Like I
Yeah.
said, you know, it's in the bloodline. But yeah, like everybody always hear me complaining about how many boys I got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, like, I'm really, really thankful because, like I said, they can carry my legacy,
Alright.
carry my name. You know what I'm saying? And you know,
Straight up.
That's
What's the ages of all your sons?
well, shoot. Well, so I start from the bottom. I got the 1-year-old. That's Tristan.
Ooh.
That's a big boy right there. Yeah, man. Then I got Ethan. He's 6. Then I got Trey. He 9. Then I got Lil E, 14.
Alright.
And then I brought in one of my kids. He played ball with me. I met him through football, matter of fact.
Yeah.
For a while. Probably 4 years ago, something like that. And, you know, it's just one of them family situations and stuff that he was going through. And I fell in love with the kid because he a great kid, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, just football aside has always been deeper to me, you know. And like I said, man, that kid, I just fell in love with the kid, you know. And like I said, when things happen how it happened, and now he mine too. So my
Yeah.
oldest one, Swole,
Yeah.
he 16 now, man.
Alright.
So 5 boys, bro. 5 boys.
You go all
Starting
the way down
lineup
to
right
that
there.
1-year-old, boy.
Yeah,
Man, that I see you. So what you got you got 2 in high school.
Right.
Man, what's that like, bro?
Man, it's crazy because, like I said, I feel like we were just in
Yeah.
high school. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, but you know, it's real. And then that's to that. It's like, dang, I had a baby in high school. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now I gotta really, you know, I've been talking to him, but now I really gotta talk
Yeah.
to him. You know what I'm saying?
And then
So
that
it's-
one boy, that boy that
Yeah,
slugged
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Boy, that boy
yeah,
got
yeah.
gold
So-
to the top and bottom.
So that's Lil E, you know what I'm saying? And like I said,
Yeah.
he a spitting image of me, but it's you know, he a great kid, man. Like, me and his mom's really, you know, instilled school first in him, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So he know everything he do, you know, he wanna be at the top of his class and stuff. Like, you know, I'm proud of that kid, definitely, man. He got a 2-year scholarship to any school he want to go to right now. He just a
Alright.
freshman, you know what I mean? So sports alone, like whatever, but as far as him academically and doing the things that he doing, man, it's great. But with them two being in high school, it's crazy. But everything work out for because like I said, with Swole, he's the more mature one.
Mm-hmm.
So now Swole able to look out for Lil E, make sure that he good. Swole is sophomore, so now he makes sure that he good, man, and it's just better with them being together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's better with them being together, holding themselves, accountable, and just like I said, you got your brother there, so
Yeah.
it's easier transition for you as well too. But it's rough because now you gotta really deal with the girls. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's real.
So and girls different, way different from when we grew up.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I be hearing them stories.
man, they way different, man. So it's just like back in the days with us, it was us trying to initiate everything, But now it's the girls, man. And it's crazy. So it's just like, hey, bro, wrap up the Jimmy. It ain't even about the kid because there's so much other stuff out here that can really kill you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about the kid. Even though, listen, Lil E, listen to this, Swole. I ain't about to be no granddaddy, so you cut that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time I post a picture of Lil E on Facebook, everybody, oh, you about to be a granddaddy? No. No. So yeah, man, it's rough, but it's exciting at the same time, man. Watching them grow into their own, and just like I said, of course, they have ways like me, but they different as well too. You know what I mean? So it's cool, man. Definitely cool.
And see, the thing I like the most is like, as we get older, like I can't always be saying, I know when my kids get, about like in high school and stuff, like I'm like, man, I can't wait to just share them experiences with them, and be able to tell them that I done been there, because, it's certain things that we've done and certain things that we've been through. And I think it's good to have those parents that are open, with their children. And I think that's a very important thing, to just really be open and transparent with your children, because we don't want them to feel like, you can't relate to what I'm going through. In their situation, man, that Pops, you don't know what it is these girls throwing themselves. And it's like, and we can tell them, nah, we done been there, bro. We know what that's like, and be able to really walk with them through it, because you young, you 9th grade, 10th grade, playing sports, it's gonna come. That's just that it is what it is. And so I wanted to ask you about this, like, now that so how long have you been married?
We've been married 3 years now?
3 years. How's marriage been, man?
Hey, marriage is a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yeah. It's a roller coaster, but it's a beautiful thing to just have somebody that's for you 100%, and it really that's what it is to me, man. It's just an ultimate partnership through the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, man. It's just a true partnership where, at the end of the day, you got somebody by your side. You know what I mean?
That's
so,
real.
It's all, like I said, and just to drop back into the fatherhood thing, it's a great thing to show your kids and stuff, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's going to be mistakes made and, different ways, and, but to show your kids that, this union, this family, something that you build yourself. This ain't, your blood family is something that you built, especially with me having kids outside of, my marriage and stuff like that. Just bringing that union together, man. It's like I said, it's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. You don't really think about that stuff until like somebody asks you a question about it, or somebody or you'll just sit back and think your anniversary come up, or stuff like that. So it go over top of your head and you take a lot of that stuff for granted a lot, you know. But yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, most definitely, man. I never thought about that. Now, you said you never thought about kids. I never thought about getting married ever in my life. That wasn't even nothing, you know, like I said, in my head, man. So it's just like, yeah, when I decided that's something that I wanted to do, it was just like, whoa, for me too, because I'm like, I never thought about that ever. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. That's real. Yeah, and how has it been, you know, being able to co-parent between, you know, like now you got a wife,
right,
and then you have, you know, your children's mom. Like how everybody been able to come together and, you know, just really do it for the kids?
Well, in the beginning it was rough because, like I said, I was transitioning out of the relationship. You know what I mean? So it was real rough for Lil E as well too, man. Like my oldest son, it was rough for him as well. So, you know, cause that's all he knew.
Yeah.
You know, his whole life. You know, even though we was always apart, we always was together. You know, and I never brought girls around him and this and that and all that stuff. So it like he never seen that before. And for me to take somebody serious like that, it took a while, man. Like I said, even with my kid's mom and everything, it took a while for everybody to adapt to that situation. But, you know, once it came together and everybody understood, you know, the goal, the family, that we all loved each other, man, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, now we here today, so it's good. But it ain't easy though.
Yeah. I can only imagine, dog. And see, I always, and that'd be another thing that be really taking my respect level up for most people, because, you know, I'll be looking at my situation and I'm like at times I feel like I have a perfect situation. It ain't perfect, but it's I got married and then I had children, and it's like I ain't got to deal with a lot of stuff that I know a lot of other people got to deal with. So me, I be like, shoot, what I'm complaining about? Like I talk with other guys who got all different types of situations, and I'm like, shoot, you know, like I ain't got to deal with none of that type of stuff. So it's like, and I know it's even hard for me being in my position. So I'm like, I can only imagine what it's like for them. You know, being in these different situations, and I'm like, damn, like that, like I say, that just always take my respect level up for other men, because I'm like, you know, I know how hard it is for me to just have children just from my wife, you know, and knowing just how hard that is to co-parent even with my wife, you know. And so I'm like, I ain't that. Well, my respect level is up here for you, bro.
Yeah, it's rough because, you know, like I said, it's different households. So they might live this way in that household, this and that, you know. So it's different. It's rough, but you know, you gotta understand that at the end of the day, man, it's for these kids, and we gotta raise these kids together. And like I said, really, and to be honest with you, you co-parenting with everybody out here that has contact with your kids. You know what I'm saying? So teachers, coaches, your grandparents, everybody is helping you raise these kids. It's no way impossible on this earth that you're able to raise your kids on your own.
That's real.
So when people say that, come on, man. Real. Like, it's impossible. You know what I mean? So, you know, we have to understand, you know, like, and it's sad, you know, like I'm so involved in the community with kids and stuff now, and it's sad how it changed. When we were younger, you know, like if the lady from the church heard you cuss or something like that, she own you feel me? But it's like nowadays, man, people don't even want you saying nothing to their kids. You know what I'm saying? They don't even want you doing anything, and it's just weird. Like, of course, don't put your hands on nobody kid, but if somebody kid doing something wrong, hey, you know, I'm an adult, why you cussing in front of me? Or you know, hey, you know, you should be able to put that child in his place, because like I said, at the end of the day, it take a village, man. And you know, a lot of kids don't understand right now. They still growing, so they don't know who around. You know, like they don't know who around, and it will catch up and bite you in the butt, because you can be say you a star athlete. Boom, boom, boom. You doing all this, doing all that. You done built this habit where you don't have no respect for adults. You know, you don't have no respect. So you doing something, and it could be a college recruiter right there. You don't know what everybody look like. Boom. Now you lost everything because character is everything, man. You know, and a lot of people don't understand, like, it take a village to really raise all these kids. I'll never tell anybody, hey, don't talk to my kid or what. Man, listen, if you see them doing wrong, correct my children, man. That's always, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, same thing with, you know, giving them credit and all that stuff, man. I thank everybody for everything that they ever done for anybody, any of my kids, man. I appreciate them forever. And like, especially, you know, with my son that I brought in, Swole, is just like, you know, he done been through so much in his life, but so many people done helped him out in his journey of life, you know what I mean? So it's just like, he a great kid. So, you know, and I ain't know him his whole life. So obviously he had to get this stuff from somebody else, you know what I mean? So just along the way, man, like I said, I appreciate everybody. And like I said, us as adults in this generation raising kids, we got to get out of that, man. We got to get away from that. That's moms, especially the moms, but fathers as well, too, man. We got to get away from that. Not letting nobody talk to your kid, you know, not letting people discipline your children. And discipline doesn't mean physical abuse. It just means correcting somebody when they're wrong, you know what I mean? Or motivating them, you know, and all kind of different stuff, man. Just like, you know, I know it's a crazy world out here, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
It's a crazy world, so you don't need your kids, you know, talking to everybody and stuff like that. But, man, you know, like I said, when it is situations like that, man, let people tell your kids, hey, you wrong. Because they wrong. It is what it is. So,
and they'll be able to learn from that.
Exactly.
That's real.
Exactly.
So you've been in, you know, like you say, you've been in the community for a minute now, you know, doing a lot of coaching and stuff, man. I wanted to ask you, you know, how important do you think it is to have mentorship for the children coming up behind us?
Man, it's super duper duper big. It's the biggest thing in America, period. You know, like, my mom is big in the community, man. And me and her get into it a lot because she wants to do so much for adults that already done live their life. You know what I'm saying? And I don't agree upon that. I feel like all our resources, everything that we have, should be going towards these kids so that they can not go through them obstacles that their parents had to go to. You know, they can see a different life. They can, you know, have bigger dreams and, you know, all of that stuff, man, because they the future. They the ones that's going to be running this country. They going to be running the city. They going to be running everything. Businesses, restaurants. They going to be running everything. You know what I mean? So why not equip them at the highest level, bro? Like, equip these kids at the highest level. There's no way that we should have one Boys and Girls Club in Gainesville. It's no way that, you know, the Racket House should have that many kids there like that, man. It's just like I said, man, like, what we do at GTM, man, is so much deeper than just football, man. It's crazy because, like, you know, it's when we was growing up, it was Pop Warner, so it went by your weight and all that stuff like that. So everybody done got away from that now. Now it's unlimited weight. It just go by your age. And in the city, it was like, it goes 6U, which is 5 and 6 year olds together, 8U, 7 and 8 year olds, and all the way up to 14. And, you know, once you get a certain amount of kids, you got to kind of cut your roster off. You know what I mean? And me and Greg, we were just saying, like, man, how can we take all of these kids that want to play, want to be involved, but, you know, we can't because our roster's filled. So what we did, we went single ages, man, and other cities doing it down south and everything like that. So we got 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we went from organization that could carry 100 and something kids to 200 and something now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so much deeper than just football, man. Like I said, we just teaching life through football.
Yeah.
Because football saved me, to be honest with you, bro. To be honest with you, for real. Like, and a lot of people don't understand. Like, oh, you know, they see me doing the promoting and the hoorah and the this and that and all that, you know, wins and all that stuff, man. But I'm just teaching these kids, bro, like, through football, like, life is being taught. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grind for everything that you get, bro. You have to grind for it. Ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that you go through is gonna be trials and turmoil, and you gotta understand that you gotta get through that. You gotta get through that, you know. And like I said, man, just being there for the kids it's crazy, man. Because like I said, even with the community stuff, like probably not last year, so 2 years ago, man. My older kids or whatever that I was coaching, I lost one of them to the streets. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it hurt me so bad, like it was my kid. You know what I mean? Because it's really they are. You know what I mean? So it hurt me so bad, man. It's just like, you know, I had to get over it, but it's like you can't save them all, but you got to do what you can, man. You know what I'm saying? To be in these kids' life, because I see it's getting worse. Because our city, you know, when we were younger, man, we were just our neighborhood where we stayed at. That's what we, you know, represented. But now, man, it's just so bad with these, you know, gangs and stuff like that, and these kids taking it so serious. And it's older people, you know, when we were younger, the old heads kept us out the street. Yeah. The old heads, you know what I'm saying, you know, gave us advice and stay in school and stay playing sports. Man, the older dudes now is recruiting these kids to be in gangs and do bad stuff and hanging out with them. Man, this dude's 30 years old hanging out with 15-year-olds, man. Hanging out with 13-year-olds, and come on, man. It's getting worse for our youth, and us as men. We have to be there for the youth, man. We have to. Us as, you know, like I said, black men especially.
All right. Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? We have to be there for our youth, just because at the end of the day, man, like, it is a lot of absent fathers. You know, it is a lot of, you know, fathers that's working all day. Mm-hmm. It is, you know, and I ain't talking about just out of your kid's life, like, you know, that. I'm just mean like, bro, daddy gotta work. You know what I'm saying? So he working all day, you know what I'm saying? It is a lot of fathers that, you know, now they understand, hey, the trucking business can get my kids a better life. So now they on the road, you know, and just stuff like that. So, you know, it's important, man, that we dig into the community, man, and actually, like, hey, kid, I was in your shoes before, just like you were saying earlier, be able to relate to all these kids. Like, man, listen, my daddy was in jail before, too. Like, you know, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. And it's deeper, man, like I said. And, you know, we have to do it, though, man, because that's the most important thing. Because they going to be the ones, like I said, simple. Running a restaurant. Say you like Bahama Breeze. Yeah. And you might like it now, but in 10 years when that kid running it that you ain't, you know, now it's horrible. You feel what I'm saying? It's just simple stuff that people don't understand, that the youth they gotta take over one day, man. So let's equip them with everything that's the best of the best of the best, so that they can do it, you know.
That's real.
Yeah, man.
And I think when it comes to the youth, I think it's important for us, the adults, to be on one page with one another, because one thing that I realize is that the youth, these kids are paying attention to us. Oh, yeah. So when they see us beefing and they see us not on one accord with one another, so they looking like, well, shoot, the people that's supposed to be, you know, our examples and the ones that we're looking to, it's like dang, you know, even they beefing. So, you know, when you see these little jits, you know, and I'm telling them, you know, and that's why I'm always trying to be, I'm always conscious about everything that I do, you know, because I know it ain't just my children looking at me.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know there's so many other children.
Oh yeah.
Other people children gonna look at me and
Yep.
you know if they see me out here wilding,
Right.
like you say, you 30-year-old
Yeah,
hanging with a
yeah,
15-year, like
yeah.
what that look like, bro? Like what
yeah,
that?
definitely, man.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, man, it's definitely.
I don't understand it. Dog.
It's crazy, you know, and you know, it changed a lot of us though. You know what I mean? It changed because it changed me. Like I understood, like, dang, it's not just my kids. So many other people. So you know, my kids can be home,
Yeah.
in the bed, sleep while I'm at the club doing this
Yeah.
or whatever that
Straight
I'm
up.
doing. But now that I'm deep into the community and, you know, even with social media and all that stuff, now you doing all that. Now it's 50 more
Yeah.
kids that's really
Alright.
out here, you know what I'm saying, and that's seeing you do these things. So you gotta walk light, man. You know, of course, like I said, as an adult, you gonna enjoy your life to the fullest.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't saying don't do that, but
Straight up.
you gotta be, you know, knowing what you're doing, because it's somebody looking, you know, and somebody gonna take it, and you know, they might take it looking from the outside in, they might take it, you know, another way, you know. And they, like I said, especially us, we dress a certain way, we do things a certain way because that's just how we grew up, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, we was, the streets is our swagger, you feel me?
Yeah.
But that ain't who we are, you know what I mean?
Straight up.
So, like, people don't know how to differentiate that, you know what I'm saying? Like, the streets is our swagger because, like I said, growing up, that's who had everything, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The people in the street. So it's like, but now we twist that as adults, you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
got jobs, we got this, we doing what we need to do. We still just got that same street swagger though, you know what I'm saying? And just showing everybody that, hey, you can get this stuff different ways, man. You don't have to be doing that, you know.
Yeah.
You still can look good, shine, take care of
Alright.
your kids and all that stuff as well, man. So you
That's
know,
real.
Yeah, man.
That's real. What has been your biggest challenge up until this point, you know, as far as fatherhood goes? Like, what's been the biggest challenge that you face now?
Man, it's a challenge every day. You know what I'm saying? It ain't, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, man, it's just like I say, just keeping these kids level headed, man, and keeping these kids focused on everything every day, you know, because a father is about being consistent, man. You can't, I can't tell my kids something one day and then don't tell them that, you know, a month from now. You got to
Alright.
be consistent, man. So, like I said, it's a challenge every day. New challenges come up every day, man. Every day for me, especially with having kids so, you know, from 16 to
Yeah,
1. You
yeah,
know
boy,
what
you
I'm
got-
saying?
Woo.
So, you know, it's a different challenge for me every day, man. Especially, like I said, with the corona stuff going
Yeah.
on and all that stuff, man. It's just like,
Dang.
I gotta talk to my older boys more than I gotta talk to my younger boys.
Yeah.
Because it's like my younger ones, you know, they gonna listen. They
Yeah.
gonna do every. You know, my older ones, they want to be
Yeah.
cool. Like, look, like I said, look, he got his goals, and he don't want to wear no mask. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
want to show off, and you know, same thing. Like, so it's just like. It's a new challenge every day, man. But like I said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, I feel like everybody feel like they on the earth for something, you know what I'm saying? And like me, really, I feel like everybody has a purpose. Everybody, you know what I mean? And like I said, my purpose is these kids, man. Like, I gotta tap into these kids' head. My kids, other people's kids, all that stuff, man. But like, that's what makes me, man. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Everybody understand, like, boy, I put fatherhood first, man. Like, I put it first. Like, my kids are very, 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 very important to me. To, you know, a lot of people don't even understand. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
my kids, man, it's everything about them. Like, I gotta make sure that they straight, make sure that, and then so they can continue it. So I want them to be great fathers. You know
Straight
what I'm saying? And I don't want you to be mediocre and nothing. So don't be mediocre in you raising your kids and raising
Alright.
your family and, you know, things like that, man. But, you know, like I said, I ain't. I got all boys, man. So it's a.
Yeah, boy, you got that real
When
deal.
I get me a girl, it's lockdown. So you know.
See, you know, I got 2 girls and a boy, but them girl is and it's totally different, bro.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to them girls, you know, my oldest 7, so you know, I ain't really got to that point. You know, I'm starting to see. You know, she's starting to try to tell me.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, I don't know about that, though, baby. Like, you ain't just gonna tell me now. I can see if you came to ask me.
Right.
But right now, I feel like you telling me what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Daddy, what? No, we ain't doing that right there. Now that's all I'm saying. You either are you asking me or are you telling me?
Right.
Because if you telling me,
Yeah.
you can just go ahead and let that go.
Yeah, man.
You know, so yeah, man, it's with them girls, man. That's a whole different thing, though, boy.
Yeah, man. Definitely a blessing, though, man.
Yeah,
Need me a little girl, man. Just roll around with, man.
Yeah.
These boys been on my trail for, you know what I'm saying? They been stuck to my hip since I was 16. So, you know, you're just like, woo.
One thing I will say, bro, them girls, the girls, boy, they really make you feel like you like really love.
Right,
like,
right,
bro, the
right,
way
right.
the way they love you, bro, and the way, you know,
Yeah.
my daughter always come up to me, she say, Daddy, you just so handsome.
For real.
Daddy, you the most handsome person that I ever seen in this world. And you just
right.
look so handsome every day. And I be thinking to myself, girl, I just got off work. I'm looking crazy.
For real.
Hey, man. You know, but with my son, it's just, Daddy, you know, it's just a whole different little thing, you know, but yeah.
Especially when they older, cause shoot, I got a text little E now. He only answer the phone sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's like, dang, dog. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, man. Like I said, it's just like, whoa. So yeah, man. I just, you know, I just want to go through that experience too with that girl, man. I ain't saying I want 4 and 5 girls. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man,
all you need is one, boy.
Yeah, I just
That's
need
it.
a little girl, man. You
That's
know,
it.
soften me up a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
and just, you know, something different, definitely, man. And it'll soften my boys up as well too, man. So, cause they so rough. You know what I mean? From the head all the way down, all of them think they each other daddy. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So definitely, like.
Yeah, boy. That will change the household, dog.
Yeah, man.
Wanted to ask you, I got 2 more questions. Knowing what you know now,
Right.
what advice would you give an 18-year-old Eric?
Man. Shoot. I think about that stuff a lot, man. Like I said, you know, everybody, a time machine to be perfect for everybody. But, man, like I said, it just, to be real with you, nothing, bro. Like, to be honest with you, I am who I am because of everything that I've been through. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I tell my moms that all the time because, you know, as a parent, you thinking, hey, what could I did better than this and that and all that. But it's like, I'm telling her, like, I'm the way that I am.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I'm a good man right now is because of everything that I've been through. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't take anything back. I don't, you know, my journey in my life is my journey in my life. You know what I'm saying? And like, it make me into the person that I am, the man that I'm growing into. You know what I'm saying? Because I still make mistakes today. You feel me? But I learn from everything and I grow from everything and the mistakes that I made. You know, as long as I'm still living on this earth, I'm going to grow. I'm going to elevate into, you know, something better, man. So, you know, I wouldn't, you know, like I said, I wouldn't take anything back, man. And like I said, it's just growing because, you know, when Lil E was born, definitely feel like, you know, all the mistakes that I made with him made me a better father that I am today with my 1 year old now. You know what I'm saying? So
Straight
it's
up.
just like I gotta balance it out because I was tough on Lil E, man. I was tough on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you gonna be this boy. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And, you know, you gotta balance that out with love, man. They gotta feel some kind of love from that male figure when
Yeah.
they boys, you know what I'm
Straight
saying?
up.
So, you know, just joking around with them, you know what I'm saying, showing them that love, that one-on-one time. That's really, really important for all fathers, you know, that's listening to the show. If you got multiple kids, man, spend one-on-one time with each one of them kids,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's way different. It's way different, man. So like I said, I set a day. I take one of my kids and we'll just go do whatever they want to do, man. And I got that from Omar. He the owner of Reggae Shack,
Yeah,
man. He
yeah.
yeah, he a great father as well too, man. You need to get him
Yeah, I
on the
need to
show as
holler at
well,
him.
man. But yeah, man, he taught me that, man. He was doing that with his kids, and like I said, it's just a whole different vibe, man. You able to talk, and you know, like the younger kids, they gonna do stuff simple, like, hey, let's go to McDonald's, whatever. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Straight
Like my
up.
son Trey, he love pancakes, so he wanna go eat pancakes.
Yeah.
But you know, it's just that vibe and that talk
Yeah.
that y'all have, and you know, those the things that they gonna remember, you know what I'm saying, as well too, is that one-on-one time with their dad, with their father, y'all talking, and that's when you able to get the things out of them that you not able to get when y'all in a group, you know. So it's really important when you have multiple kids. Don't feel like you know, of course you gonna have to do everything with all the
Yeah.
kids. You
Straight
can't
up.
just take one out and not take the other. But that one-on-one time is key with each one of your kids, man. Most definitely, though.
That's
But,
real. And it's funny you say that because that's something that I always tell people, you know, and that's something that I learned just by trial and error, you know, just understanding that all my children are different,
yep.
you know, and they all have these different personalities and they all have different wants and needs.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, I like to try to, when the opportunity present itself, like yesterday, you know, one of my daughters at the house chilling. One of them was asleep. And so I tell my son, man, come on, we finna go. We just come, boom, we just go to my brother's house. You know, and that was my time with my son, you know, just being able to chill, or vice versa. If sometimes he might be in the house asleep and my little baby girl asleep, I tell my oldest daughter, come on, we finna go ride. You know, and it's just, that's our time to spend that time with just me and her, you know, and they need that, bro. Like they
need it bad.
They need that, bro.
Yeah. Because I wasn't doing it at first, and then I kind of seen it, and I was like, dang, like, that's a... Because I always was like, I ain't gonna take one to the movies and not, because then that's gonna create drama when they get home. Like, oh, daddy took me to see Superman.
I hate when they do that too.
And everybody going crazy, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
But it's really important because, like I said, that the next child know that they day coming. So they gonna be like, hey, like, yo, all right, you went to see Superman?
Yeah.
Well, I'm about to go to Bounce House where I get with my daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
So, you know, it's definitely, bro, definitely, you know, something that I feel like every parent with multiple kids definitely need to do, man.
That's real. That's real. And y'all hearing that out there, take heed, man. Last question. If there's any young father out there listening right now, if there was just one piece of advice you could give them, I mean, you just gave them some great advice just then. If just a young father out there right now listening, if you had anything to say to him, you know, what advice would you give him? Just one thing.
Definitely, man. Just stay focused. I mean, stay focused and understand you are raising a better you. You know what I'm saying? So just stay focused. You gonna go through things. Things gonna happen, man. Stay focused at tasks and understand, like, you just raising a better you, man. So, you know, everything that you doing, he looking or she looking. You know, stay focused and understand. Once you bring another life into this world, it's on you. It's on you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to stay focused and do everything possible that you can do to raise that young man or young woman to be a better version of you, so it can keep going and the world can be taken care of like it needs to be taken care of, man. Because if you're not and you making it worse, everything gonna get worse, and like I said, you see where we at today in the world, period, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that comes from us not staying focused as parents. Like I said, you gonna make mistakes. Hey, you might end up going to jail, for your family. You hop out, your kid's still there. No matter what you do, your kid always gonna love you. If you don't take care of your kid for 20 years, that kid gonna forgive you, man. It's just something it's like power, you know what I'm saying, that you have over your kid. And it just, like I said, they gonna forgive you, you know what I'm saying? Just do what you need to do and stay focused, man. Like, you made a mistake, don't try to make that mistake again, man. Do it another way so that you're able to raise your child better version of you, man. So yeah, just stay focused, bro.
Straight up, man. But yeah, so that I think that's good right there, man. We gonna wrap it up right there. For everybody out there listening, man, I just pray y'all have taken something from this man, because he put some jewels out there, some good parenting tips, some great parenting advice, some things that we all can take and put into action in our households, man, because these things are very important, man. And as fathers, for all the fathers out there listening, we all got work that we can do. Don't none of us know it all. Don't none of us got it all together, and we gotta learn from one another, So if you out there listening and you heard something that this man said today, I just pray, that if that's something you need to work on or do better at, do that, man. We ain't just talking just to be talking. We really want to help each other, because I learned something today, and these are things that I'm going to make sure, I'm staying on my toes, every day I'm trying to learn, so when I bring different dads on this podcast, man, I ain't just, of course I want these men to put the information out there for others, but it's for me. For sure. Cause I'm trying to get better. I ain't got it all together. This podcast ain't got nothing to do with no perfect dads. This podcast is all about dads that are out here trying to do better. Trying to make sure they're taking care of their family, taking care of their children, and we all trying to get better, man, every day. And for any young men that might listen to this podcast, man, y'all take heed, man. Y'all hear what this man just said, for a whole 57 minutes, the man done talked about some real stuff, man, a real journey, and a man that's made mistakes and, working on righting his wrongs, so don't feel like you got to go through something, when you can learn from another person's mistakes, so if y'all hearing this, take heed, man. I say it all the time, please, 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 if you can, and if you have the opportunity, learn from the mistakes of others.
Yes, sir.
Instead of feeling like you have to go through certain things, because sometimes you don't have to, you choose to.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, man, we gonna end it right there, man, bro. I appreciate you, bro.
For sure, man. You doing a great thing, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing what you're doing, because like I said, it gonna bring enlightenment to everybody that we are out here trying, man.
Yeah, straight up.
Dads out here, man.
All day.
We out here.
For real, man. So, hey, man, y'all continue to support the podcast, man. Continue to like the Facebook page. Continue to subscribe on whatever platform that you listen to the podcast on, man. Everything helps. I will be putting out some more video clips. This is episode 28. I got 2 more for this season, and then I'm gonna go on a quick hiatus, man. I graduate on October 30th, so I got some big things coming up. I just bought my first home with my wife, man. So I got a lot of stuff going on right now, but I got these next 2 episodes coming in these next 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna go on a quick, small, little quick hiatus, man. But I will still be putting out content, man. So I appreciate all the love. All of the support that I've been getting, man. Y'all continue to stay tuned, man. I got more dads coming in the next couple of weeks, man. Appreciate y'all, man. And y'all.